All right, brilliant. So we'll just do like an all-round session today. And just listen to your body. Obviously, if you're a bit stiff as well, just be aware of that. But we'll try and cover a bit of everything. So we're going to start off by coming onto our backs. So just take your time and get down there in a nice comfy way. And you can have the feet together and the knees apart, or feet bent and then feet on the mat, knees up. So whatever's comfortable. And just bring the hands to rest gently on the belly. And we're just going to come into the breath. And you can sigh out the first few exhales through the mouth. So just bringing your awareness into your body. Just bringing your focus onto the mat. Just notice how you're feeling today. And just being kind to your body. And let's breathe in together for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. So just keep going for a few breaths. Just noticing the belly rise as we inhale. Feeling that lovely space in the ribs as we breathe in. So if you've just come into the class, if you could mute yourself. So we're just doing some nice gentle breathing. So just taking a quick scan of the body all the way from the toes, all the way up to the top of the head. Just being aware of any aches, any particularly sensitive areas. Being kind to your body today. And just noticing the chest lift as we breathe in. And slowly drawing back down as we exhale. I'm trying to cultivate a sense of mindfulness and being in the present moment. And if your mind wanders, just slowly draw it back to the breath. If you want, you could take a little rock from side to side, just moving the hips. Just noticing that sensation and how it feels. And just taking a couple more breaths. And we're going to slowly inhale as we draw the knees towards each other. So take your time. I'm going to bring each knee into the chest one by one. Give yourself a nice little hug and a gentle rock from side to side. And just continuing to breathe in and out through the nose. We're going to slowly come to stillness. And we're going to inhale as we lift the forehead towards the knees. You can shoot the fingers out, nice and active. Exhale to release. Take a few more. Inhale to lift. Start to engage the core. Exhale to lower. Beautiful. And just coming back to the mat. We're going to take the feet up towards the sky. We're going to press the feet into the ceiling as we flex the toes towards the face. And you can mirror this with the wrists as well. So we're going to flex and point. And we're going to rotate the ankles and the wrists in both directions. And you can open and close the toes and hands. Simple movements like this are a really great counter to sort of being slumped over our desks. So just feel the hamstrings nicely stretching. Feel those calf muscles engaging. And you can slowly bring the legs towards the face and gently bring them out. Let's do that again a few times. So we're just working into the hamstrings, firing up the glutes a little bit here. Beautiful. And just come back with your feet pressing towards the ceiling. And I want you to take the hands to the side. And we're going to inhale as we lift the hips up and lower. Gently lift and lower. So we're starting to engage the abs with this movement. So just tap the abs to make sure they're engaging. So don't take the feet too far over there. It's more of an upward movement. And just keep going for 5, for 4, keep breathing, for 3, for 2, for 1, and release. And slowly hug the knees in. Give yourself a nice little squeeze and a gentle little hug and a rock from side to side. Lovely. Now we're going to slowly release the feet to the mat and just check that you can brush the fingertips against the heels. Taking the hands to the side, we're going to inhale as we lift the hips. And we need to engage the glutes here. It is a slight back bend. And make this a dynamic bridge pose. So really engage the quads and the inner thigh muscles. Trying to keep the knees in line. And we're going to stay here for 5. We're going to stay here for 4. Taking a deep inhale on 3. One more inhale for 2. And 1. And slowly release. Gently bringing the hips back to the mat. And we're going to take that right knee into the chest and give it a nice little squeeze. Let's rotate that ankle in both directions. And open and close that foot. So you can curl and spread out the toes. And we're going to slowly lift that leg up. And I want you to gently draw that leg towards the upper body. So again, working into the back of the leg and the hamstrings. Take a little bend if you need to. Work with the breath. So you may find there's more space with the breath. You may find there isn't, and that's absolutely fine. Let's take 2 more breaths together. And exhale to release. Giving that leg a nice little squeeze all the way up and down. Gently bringing that foot back. And let's take that left leg in the air. Slowly start moving it towards the upper body. So again, we're working into the legs here. Try to keep a nice neutral hips and pelvis. So we're working that leg. Let's take 2 more beautiful breaths here. And slowly release. Just give it a nice little squeeze, taking it all the way back. Bringing the feet flat onto the mat, hands by the side. Lift up, engage the glutes and lower, and lift and lower. So let's just keep going for a few moments. Just nicely engaging the glutes. You can tap the glutes if you want, just to make sure they're doing their work. Let's take a deep inhale and exhale to release. Slowly coming back to the mat. And we're going to work into the abs for a few moments now. So what I want you to do is I want you to bring both knees in towards the chest. You have the option of lifting the head off the mat with the hands either side of the head like so. I'm going to take the right leg out and in, left out and in. So just keep going for a few moments. Take it nice and slow. And wherever you are, see if you can take 3 more on each side. And we're going to slowly come back to the mat. And just take a few breaths here to rest before we come to the next exercise. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to lift the legs up again, and we're going to slowly bring them down to our hover point. And we're going to take our circles in one direction. So this is again working into the abs and to the obliques. So that's the side abs. And we're just going to take 3 more circles. And slowly release, bring the knees into the chest and coming back to rest. So we're going to take a few breaths again to rest. And just to let you know, we're going to take that exercise again and we're going to do the circles in the opposite direction. Working into the abs is really important for your back as well. And it helps to encourage a nice, strong posture, which I think is really important, especially when we're at our desks. I'm guilty of not sitting properly on my chair sometimes, and it's really not good for your back. So strong abs will help. Okay, so let's set ourselves up again. So taking the legs straight for the first bit, slowly coming to your hover point and taking the circles in the opposite direction. Tap the abs to check they're engaging. I find it motivates me. Do what works for you. So just taking 3 more. And slowly bringing the knees into the chest. And gently coming into our resting pose for a few moments. So we're going to do one more abs exercise in a few moments. And just to let you know, we're going to take it from high boat to low boat. So you can mix this one up a little bit. You can change it. And just take it as far as it works for you today. So when you're ready, I want you to rock yourself up and down, coming into your boat pose. And just keep an eye on your back when you're in boat pose. Make sure you're not slumping into it. So nice and strong with the spine. You don't have to have the legs straight. You can have them bent like I do. And we're going to come into high boat to low boat, like so. So you can take this as far as you need. I think I find this one the most challenging. So we're going to take 3 more. And slowly bring yourself all the way back to the mat. We're going to take the arms out wide. And we're going to come into our twists. So I want you to lift the hips up off the mat slightly. Take them over towards the left, just a couple of inches as we bend the knees over to the right. And you can take the gaze wherever it's comfortable, drawing that left shoulder blade towards the mat. You can take the right hand, put it on the outside of the left thigh if you want to go deeper into that stretch. And really feel that breath all the way through that left side body. Let's take a deep inhale together. Exhale. And slowly coming up on the next inhale. Take the arms to the side. And we're going to come into bridge pose. And you can lift up a leg as well if you want to make it more challenging. Try not to lose that hip lift. And when you're ready, slowly coming back to the mat. Taking the arms out wide, lifting the hips up, over to the right this time as we twist over to the left. And again, just take your variation. Nice, beautiful breath into that right side body. So just be aware it might be different on this side. We tend to be a bit tighter on one side. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. And slowly coming up on the next inhale. And we're going to take one more bridge pose, and you can take the other leg in the air this time if you want to. Try to keep that lift in the hips if you're doing that. And when you're ready, slowly release. And I want you to gently draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice squeeze and a hug. And in your own time, I want you to meet me in a cross-legged position. So you can rock up and down or roll out to the side. It's your choice. Nicely rooted into the mat. We're going to inhale as we bring the shoulders to the ears. Exhale to lower. Take a few of these. You can take the arms up and the gaze up and lower as we exhale. We're just working into the upper body now. Nice, beautiful stretching. Working into the neck. Feeling that space and lift as we rise. Let's take one more together. And release. Beautiful. This time we're going to take that right hand to the right side of the mat. We're going to inhale as we lift and lengthen through the left. So really feel that nice space on that left side. And take a nice stretch over to the right. Come onto the elbow if it's available. It's your choice. Be careful not to go too deep into this stretch. And we're going to inhale as we float that right arm, or left arm, sorry, all the way behind us, opening out that right leg, coming into your baby wild thing. So really drawing the heart up and out. Lovely. And from here, I want you to take that right arm back to the mat, bring that left hand out, and we're going to come into plank pose. So just check your alignment here, nice and strong. You can stay here for a few breaths, or you can take your chaturanga push-ups like so, working into the triceps. So maybe take about 5. We're going to lift up into plank, and then we're going to take the hips all the way up, coming into downward facing dog. Pedal the feet, bend the knees. Just take your time coming into this pose. And we're going to inhale as we lift the heels. Exhale to lower. And again. Really feel that strength and stability in the spine as well. Drawing the shoulders away from each other, pressing the hands into the mat. Let's take a deep inhale. As you exhale, I want you to come back into your plank pose. Just hold it here for 2 more breaths. And then I want you to slowly drop the knees and come back into your cross-legged position. And we're going to work the other side. So just take a couple of breaths here. Rest the wrists and the arms. When you're ready, we're going to take that left hand to the mat. Inhale as we lift and lengthen through the right. We're going to take a nice stretch over to the left. Option to come onto that elbow. And we're going to inhale as we float that right arm behind us. We're going to open out that left leg coming into our baby wild thing on this side. So remember, this is a little bit of a back bend, so you can engage the glutes, opening the heart. And we're going to exhale as we bring that left hand to the mat, right hand to the mat, coming into plank pose on the other side now. So drawing the heels away, check your alignment. You can drop the knees if you need to. You can take your chaturanga push-ups if you want to. So we're working into the triceps, drawing the elbows in towards the ribs. And when you're ready, we're going to lift up into downward facing dog. So bring in that little bend into the knees if you need to. And you want to be drawing that tailbone up towards the sky. So we're creating that nice stretch in the hamstrings. So slightly tilting the pelvis forward. And again, you can lift the heels, pedal the feet, whatever you need to do. And we're going to inhale as we come forward into plank pose. And I want you to spinal roll all the way back into dog. And let's take a couple more of those in your own breath. So hopefully you'll be feeling a lot warmer and a bit more energized. Let's come back into dog. Let's take 2 deep breaths. I want you to slowly drop the knees and just come into child's pose for a few moments. So just take a couple more breaths out, and I want you to meet me in your tabletop position. So hands, wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips, nicely spread out. And we're going to take our cat-cow breath. So as you inhale, I want you to tilt the pelvis towards the mat, draw the belly down, shoulders come into the spine, gaze comes up. Exhale as you reverse that motion, draw the pelvis towards the ceiling, drawing the shoulder blades away from each other as the gaze comes down. So just take a few and really feel that nice fluidity in the spine. So this is a nice all-round stretch. We're going to slowly come back to stillness. And I want you to take that right arm out. So as if you're trying to reach for something, lift that left leg up. Try to line up the hips. You may want to externally or internally rotate that left hip. Option to bend that left knee. Option to take hold of the left foot in the right hand. Inhale as you press the foot into the hand. Take the gaze up. So it's a nice deep stretch. And slowly release, bringing that right hand to the mat. Just take that left arm out, reaching forward. Option to take that right leg up. Option to bend the right knee. Take hold of that right foot. Inhale as you lift and press. And slowly release on the exhale. We're going to tuck the toes under as we lift the hips up, coming into downward facing dog again. Just take your time, few nice, beautiful breaths here. Really feel that breath in the back of the body as well. There's sometimes a tendency to sink the chest in down dog, but it's a nice stable back and ribs as well. We're going to take a deep inhale. As you exhale, take the gaze between the hands. Slowly walk the feet towards the hands. We're going to come to the top of the mat and we're going to come into our ragdoll for a few moments. So just let yourself hang here and swing for a few moments. You can bend the knees if you need to, taking care of the spine and the hamstrings. Shaking the head, nodding the head. And you can find whatever you can get hold of, whether it's the big toes, the shins, the thighs, with the fingers. And we're going to inhale as we lift the chest, straighten the arms. Exhale to release. Take a few more. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly start coming all the way up. So take your time, pressing the feet into the mat. Take the arms all the way up overhead. Come onto the tiptoes if you want. Nice big stretch. And release. Beautiful. And just shake it all out as we slowly make our way into mountain pose, Tadasana. So you can bring the feet together or apart. Lift the toes up as you spread them out, bringing them back to the mat. Shoulders away from the ears, arms by the side. Keeping the chin nice and soft and the face nice and soft. We're going to inhale to rise. Take the gaze up. Feel that length in the body. Exhale as we fold forward, taking the hands towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step it back into plank. Draw the heels away. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, let's lower it down through chaturanga. Untuck the toes, open the heart. Downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. And just notice how your body's feeling now compared to how it felt when we started. So my hamstrings feel a lot looser now, thankfully. See if you can keep that little slight external rotation in the upper arms. So we're drawing the shoulders away from each other. You're taking the gaze between the legs towards the navel. Let's take a nice inhale together. As you exhale, take the gaze between the hands. Step, walk, or float, feet to hands. You're going to inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale to rise all the way through Hastasana, nice and tall. Exhale to release. Find your way. And we're going to come into chair pose next for the next sun salutation. So you can keep the feet a little bit apart or together, whatever works for you. Just check your alignment, and we're going to inhale as we dip and sweep, coming into Utkatasana. Keeping it nice and strong in the core, so we're not flaring the chest up. Draw it in, zipping up through that midline. You can come onto the balls of the feet if you want to go a little bit deeper. And just drawing the glutes towards the mat. Keeping the knees in line if possible. Let's take one more inhale together. Exhale to fold. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale, let's step back into plank. Nice and strong. Take a nice deep inhale. Lower it down, elbows in towards the ribs. Open the heart. Downward facing dog. We're going to inhale that right leg into the earth. As you exhale, I want you to bend the right knee, bring the right foot behind the right hand. Turn the left foot 45 degrees, bending that right knee as we come up into warrior one. So you want to try and get your hips facing forward if your body allows that, obviously. You want to wrap in that back thigh. And it's almost like you're standing on train tracks. So that's why we bring the right hand behind the right foot, the right foot behind the right hand to create that space. So you don't want the left foot directly behind the right foot. Taking the arms up in a way that suits you. We're going to inhale as we twist over to the right. Let's take it back through center as we twist over to the left. So really feel that nice twist in the body as well. Let's come back to center and take a nice little back bend here. And come up into your warrior one. And from here, take a nice inhale. And I want you to exhale as you bring your hands to the mat. And I want you to float that left foot forward a little bit and then lift that left foot off the floor. So we're coming into our standing split. You can have a little go at releasing the hands to that right leg. It's your choice. Don't worry if you wobble or fall out of it. And when you're ready, I want you to take that right hand a little bit in front of you and come into your half moon pose with that left hand lifted. And take the gaze wherever it's comfortable. Mine's firmly on the ground. And from here, we're going to try something different. I want you to slowly bend that right knee and just let that left foot drop on the end of the mat. Bring that right hand a little bit more towards the top center and bring yourself into your side plank. Remember, you can drop that right knee. You can make a variation. And from here, we're going to bring that left knee to the left elbow and lift. And again, and lift. Try to work into that right glute as well. And we're going to take hold of that left big toe with the left hand. See if you can bring that leg up. And then we're going to bend the knee, bring the left foot to the top of the mat. So don't worry if you get there in a different way. It's just trying something different. And we're going to drop that right knee even onto the mat. And we're going to inhale as we shoot the arms up. We're just coming into our low lunge. And I want you to exhale, take the arms behind you, lift the back knee, coming into arrow lunge. Keep it nice and strong on that front knee. And we're going to inhale as we take the arms up. You can take a little back bend if you want. As you exhale, I want you to frame that left foot. Shoot that left leg in the air, coming into your three-legged dog. You can stay here, you can come into dog, or you can come through a three-legged chaturanga flow like so. And we can all meet in downward facing dog. So we've got a few minutes left. We've probably got just under 10 minutes. We take a deep inhale. Exhale as you gaze between the hands. Step, walk, or float, feet to hands. Inhale for your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. And I want you to inhale as you dip and sweep into chair pose again. And we're going to inhale to rise through Tadasana. Take the gaze up. Feel that length in the body. Exhale to release. And just take a few little shoulder rolls. Shake it all out. So we're going to do that sequence on the other side. So I'm just going to move to the other side of the mat. So remember, you can start off in chair pose however you want. So feet together or apart. So just set yourself up nice and grounded. We're going to inhale as we dip and sweep. Remember to keep it nice and strong in chair pose, keeping the knees in line if your body allows that. Really working into the quads, the glutes, and the core. You can take it a little deeper if you want. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale to fold, coming into Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's step it back into plank pose. Take a nice strong inhale. Let's exhale as we lower down through chaturanga. And we're going to meet in downward facing dog. Let's lift that left leg in the air this time. We're going to bend that left knee, bring the left foot behind the left hand. Turn that right foot 45 degrees, bending that left knee as we come into warrior one. So check your alignment here. You can bring the hands to the hips and you can move that right hip a little bit towards the front of the room. You're wrapping that back thigh in towards the midline. And you're bringing the weight to the outside edge of that right foot. And we're bending into that knee. So I'm just giving more verbal cues because obviously we're not physically in the same room. And you can bring the arms up in a way that suits you for your shoulders. And we're going to take a nice little twist over to the left. Bring it through center and take it over to the right. And we're going to slowly come back into our warrior one. And again, just check your alignment. And take a nice little back bend here. Just come all the way back up. Feeling that length in the upper body as well. We're going to slowly exhale as we frame that front foot. And want you to hop the right foot in slightly. And then we're going to lift that right leg off the air, coming into our stand-in split. So you can have a little go here at releasing the hands to that left leg. This is my weaker side, because my left side is slightly weaker. But it's good to challenge yourself and work on those weaknesses. And when you're ready, we're going to release that left foot, left hand even to the mat, just a little bit ahead of you as you come into half moon pose. So I'm going to lift that right arm up, take the gaze wherever it's comfortable, drawing that right hip a little bit towards the back of the room. And when you're ready, we're going to start bending that left knee, and we're going to drop that right foot to the mat. Move the left hand as you come into your side plank. Right arm up. And we're going to take knee to elbow and lift. Knee to elbow and lift. And one more time, we're going to grab that right big toe, lift that leg up. Doesn't have to be beautifully straight. And we're going to take that right foot to the top of the mat. Drop the back knee. Inhale as we lift up into our low lunge. Feel that length in the upper body. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, we're going to sweep the arms behind us, lifting that back knee off, coming into arrow lunge. So try not to collapse onto that right leg. So make sure you're engaging the core and you're getting that little bit of lift. Feel that power as the fingers shoot behind you. Let's take one more inhale together. As you exhale, I want you to frame that front foot. And we're going to shoot the right leg in the air this time, coming into three-legged dog. You can always come back into dog, or you can flow through a three-legged vinyasa and meet me in downward facing dog. So in down dog, I want us to take 3 lined breaths. We're going to take one more inhale. As you exhale, take the gaze between the hands, step, walk, or float, feet to hands. Inhale to your halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale as you bend the knees, coming back into your chair pose. So we're nearly there, guys. You can take it a little deeper if you want. And we're going to inhale, take it all the way up, gaze up. Exhale to release. And let's shake it all out. So we're nearly there. We've got about 3-4 minutes to go. And what I want to do next is bring the hands to the waist. And I want you to take yourself out wide, coming into your goddess pose. So just slowly sinking in, drawing the knees away behind you. And we're going to hold it here. And we're going to pulse. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Hold it here. Take the hands either side of the head. And we're going to take that right elbow towards the right knee and lift. Left to the left and lift. So we're going to keep going. For 5, for 4, 3, 2, and let's take one more on each side. And lift. Gently bringing yourself back up. Hands to the waist, and let's come to the top of the mat. We're going to bring the feet mat distance apart, hands to heart center. We're coming towards Shavasana in just a moment. We're going to slowly start coming down into our Yogi Squat. Now you can stay here. You can come into crow pose if you want to have a go at that, or you can just bring yourself to the mat, and we'll meet there in a couple of moments. So I'm going to slowly bring up onto the mat, and I want you to bring the feet together as if you're opening a book. We're going to inhale as we lift and lengthen, exhale as we hinge forward. So keep a neutral spine for a deep inhale, and exhale, just let it go. So just let your back relax. Take a deep inhale together. Exhale. And I want you to slowly come up on the next inhale. We're going to draw the knees towards each other. And I want you to gently bring yourself all the way to the mat for your final Shavasana, where we'll be here for about a minute. So just feel that space. I always like to make that space in my armpits and just let the feet roll out to the side. So we're just going to start deepening the breath. Just starting to bring yourself back into the room. I'm going to start wriggling the fingers and the toes. And let's rotate the ankles and the wrists in both directions. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Just do any other little movements that you need. And I want you to meet me in a comfortable cross-legged position. Just a few moments. So just keeping the eyes closed and the face soft. You can bring the hands to heart center. We're going to end today's practice with our 3 clearing breaths. You can slowly bring the thumbs up to the third eye. And I want to thank you in joining me in today's practice. I want to thank you for working with me on this journey. The inner light in me will always, always honor the inner light in each and every one of you. Thank you so much for today's practice.
Thanks, Shabnam. That was really good.
Thank you. Thanks for coming, ladies. And I'll drop an email, but I think the next class will be another online one on Friday.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, thank you. See you soon.
Thanks. Take care, girls. Bye.
Bye.